Hi, let's make a fun Halloween bow using an easy bow maker. First, I'm going to start with this Harlequin pattern by Silk. Sometimes the ends just fall off, it's no big deal. And it's the widest ribbon, so I'm going to use this one on the bottom. I'm starting with about a 12-inch tail, but you can make it as long or as short as you want depending on your project. I'm going to start with 7-inch loops on each side. And my apologies for being a bit off camera. I'm not used to using the bow maker, and also this table is a bit slippery. So the next ribbon is this really cool Halloween ribbon by Deluxe. It's double-sided, green and black on one side and black and orange on the other. These loops are going to be about an inch smaller on each side. And at this point, I got tired of slipping around everywhere and decided to use this mat in hopes that it won't be as slippery. So I don't use the bow maker very often, which you can tell from my awkwardness. But anyway, tell me, do you use a bow maker tool, or do you primarily just make hand bows? I'd love to know. Again, my apologies for being off screen for the tails, but I'll show you what it looks like at the end. But typically my tails are usually about 12 inches. And then again, it depends on the project, the wreath, or whatever I'm going to be putting it on. So the next ribbon I'm using is a really colorful, guess it's 1.5 inch ribbon, and it's got all the colors that are going on my wreath, and I'll show you that at the end as well. And this one's going to be slightly shorter also. And after you make your loop, you're going to want to twist the ribbon before you make the next loop so that the pattern sides are showing up. And actually these loops are going to be the same size as the orange and black polka dot ones. My original idea for the bow was going to be to use this black and white check ribbon next, but once I started putting it together, I realized it was way too much pattern going on at one time. And sometimes you need to break up patterns with a solid, and then you can finish it off with another pattern after the solid, and that brings it all together. For my solid ribbon, I'm going to use this Silk purple ribbon with lime trim. Okay, so these loops are going to be about an inch smaller than the previous ones. Every time I go down a width in my ribbon, that loop is going to be about 1 inch smaller than the previous loops. I really love how this purple and green is really pulling everything together. All right, now I'm topping off the bow with the black and white check ribbon. Now I'm using a zip tie to finish the bow, and I'm also going to add a pipe cleaner to the back so that I can attach it to the wreath. And before I close up that zip tie too tight, I double check my loops to make sure they're about the right size. One side isn't bigger than the other, and at this point it's still loose enough where you can make any adjustments and then cinch it off. And this is how I make a bow using the Easy Bow Maker. I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll come back for more. So at this point, I'm just going to fluff it out and make any adjustments. And once I attach it to the wreath, I'll go back and trim the lengths of the tails to the length that I want them. Thanks for watching.